The MG Show. The show is about to start. Buckle up, 'cause here we go!
What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show.
Oh my gosh. And welcome to the MG Show, Thursday, November 13th. Wow, this month is flying by too, Shady. Welcome to the show. And by the way, I think I'm feeling a little blue today, Shady.
Yeah, I bet you are not feeling blue, even though you have the blues. You can't have the blues and be blue whenever you're right all the time, but you can have a song about the always being right blues, and you can be blue about that.
I got the always wrong until I'm right blues. Hear my plea.
Good
hey,
morning,
Jeff and Shady,
everyone.
what are you talking about, guys? Do you guys know what we're talking about?
I'm
Wow.
wondering, are they paying attention? They're trying to navigate the cesspool of Twitter. It's not
my God.
easy.
And I did a thread on that, Shady. The X algorithm favors outrage because outrage equals retention. It equals rage, which equals retention, and that equals revenue for Elon Musk. Elon Musk. So, you know, if you want to give a little bit of truth calmly and collectively, you're starved. You don't go anywhere. And I think that's why we're, X is a mess.
Stuck.
Yeah, completely stuck. Even like I even go into our group and, nobody comments on it. And, some people do, but nobody does. It's kind of crazy. And then people, if we don't agree with the psychological operators, they ask who is paying for your influence. It is so stupid, Shady. And I'd like to make an announcement and thank everybody here on rumble.com/MG Show, youtube.com/InTheMatrixxx with 3 X's. Thank you. And on X as well. You guys are supporting us. And you guys are supporting us because all you want is the truth, nothing more. Just like us, Shady.
And what we're doing here is we're trying to hold on to an aspect of America that I think that what I'm noticing, and I don't know, maybe you don't agree with this specifically, but I think that it's being lost. Mm-hmm. This idea of where, we come on and we have, we're talking about politics. We talk about stuff that's going on in the day-to-day with Donald Trump, but we're doing it in a way to where it's upbeat. We're trying to show you that what is happening for us is an unbelievably amazing moment that we're in. And what's currently going on is they are trying to cast a shadow over that, guys. They're trying to cast a shadow over, if we'll be showing you today, but you probably saw it all day yesterday. MAGA is dead. Mm-hmm. This is what they're trying to spread around. They're trying to act like that the Make America Great Again movement is dead. We told you that they were going to do this. We told you that they were going to try to pivot to an America First platform and get away from Donald Trump and MAGA so that they can undermine the next person that MAGA has in mind. That's the goal here. TPUSA is a big target of that. Why? Because Charlie Kirk and JD Vance were very, very close. So they need to ruin TPUSA because TPUSA could be very critical in getting the next Republican elected, the next MAGA candidate elected. And I think that you can see, Jeff, that these guys were never MAGA.
Yeah, and it's sad. Real quick, I want to thank Real Iron Eagle. It's time for some boom action. Let's get into it. We'll do that. AndyMan59, thank you for 5 subscriptions on rumble.com. /MG show. Thank you so much. That's our home base, but we are back on YouTube after 5 years of censorship, guys. Wow.
5 years. Just imagine that they can do that. You know, it's just like we sit here and say it like it's nothing. Oh, 5 years of censorship. Like they literally took away the ability for us to talk to you. And just imagine how much easier it would be for other people that you see on Twitter or whatnot to navigate if they had any sense of what's going on. I mean, you need to have some sense of what is really going on before you can navigate the stuff that isn't going on. But if all you see is stuff that isn't going on 24/7, your mind will succumb to it. It will, you know, what does it say? You're more apt to go downstream than you are to resist the flow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. You know, they got to win by any means necessary. All assets being deployed. Sleepers Pro will shift position nay. And that's what's happening, guys, right? So let's go over what the big win. I woke up this morning, Shady, and I got myself a Twitter, and I looked at the Twitter, and Dan Bongino, Shady Groove. Wow.
Our audience really needs to hear what Mr. Bongino had to say, because I think it would go together pretty close to what we've been saying.
So essentially, Julie Kelly held the line. John Nance held the line. This show held the line. But in other words, basically what happened is there's no evidence, and we're always wrong until we're right. Okay, let's go right to what John Nance has to say, because he did a really good job on this as well. He goes, here it is. FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino just demolished the Blaze J5/6 pipe bomb story, scribbled out by Steve Baker USA and Hannah Blaze 64. Quote, and some of the media reporting regarding prior persons of interest is grossly inaccurate and serves only to mislead the public. Furthermore, there is no doubt that trash poster Rep. Tom Massey is nothing more than a grift-hounding counter-MAGA operative. This is disgusting, even by the low standards many have for politicians. You know my number, and if you're free to call me anytime, but if it's easier to tweet and throw BS bombs, this story is dead, and those who promulgated it, oh my God, Shady, those who promulgated it are frauds. More to come. So this is what Dan Bongino says. Let's read it in full. Congressman Massey. So this was directed at Massey, Shady, but this is also directed at all of the bots that because I disagreed with their narrative, asking if I'm getting $7,000 a post and am I this, that. It's so stupid. This psychological operation is busted now, guys. Okay, we were wrong. Okay, oh yeah, you were wrong because you guys don't like it because we're going against what you say. But now, lo and behold, we're right, Shady.
Lo and behold.
Yeah, Leelig says you guys called that one out. Yes, we did, and we shared that with you. So you guys also did a lot of that. Thank you. So, Congressman Massey. When Director Patel and I entered on duty in our leadership positions in the FBI, we had our hands full. But we were happy to be part of the president's team, and we still are. So that was also PSYOP. Remember they said Dan Bongino, Kyle Seraphin said Bongino's going to get fired or resign or whatever. He's still there. Okay?
Actually, you remember the story was that Dan Bongino is so upset at Kash Patel and so overwhelmingly mad about how bad things are that he's going to be gone by the end of the week.
Yeah.
That was months ago.
Yeah. Despite the multitude of challenges we faced, one of our first initiatives was to aggressively pursue a new strategy to investigate the January 6th pipe bomb terror attack. We brought in new personnel to take a look at the case. We flew in police officers and detectives working as TFOs, task force officers, to review FBI work. We conducted multiple internal reviews, held countless in-person and SVTC meetings with the investigative team members. We dramatically increased our investigative resources, and we increased the public award for information in the case to utilize crowdsourcing leads. This is only a small sample of the work the FBI personnel and leadership team have put into this critical investigation. When I spoke with you yesterday, a little after 8 a.m., and this is towards Massey, when I spoke to you, Tom Massey, yesterday, a little after 8 a.m. Eastern, screenshots attached, I offered you an in-person brief on our work. We spoke for 10 minutes. I called you back a bit after 7:30 p.m. to again make that offer. You didn't answer, and you have yet to call me back. Despite this, you continue to imply that the director and I are targeting investigators in the case. This is disgusting, even by the low standards many have for politicians. You know my number, and you're free to call me anytime, but it's easier to tweet and throw BS bombs. Yes, our leadership team will be meeting with the FBI team members today, and we will avail them of all the whistleblower resources they need to disclose any evidence of malfeasance in the prior administration. And we will ask about threads that may have gone unpulled under prior leadership. Because we are passionate about solving this case, but a week of near 24-hour work on recent open source leads in the case has yet to produce a breakthrough. And some of the media reporting regarding prior persons of interest is grossly inaccurate and serves only to mislead the public. And some of the media reporting regarding prior persons of interest is grossly inaccurate and serves only to mislead the public. I proudly serve in this administration, and I proudly work with Director Patel to reform and advance the crime fighting and national security missions of the FBI. We would love to have you as a partner in this mission rather than a dog barking behind a fence.
OMG, Jeff.
Wow.
Dude, there's a number of things to unpack there. But my number one thing with that is, do you realize that Dan Bongino just had to take time out of his life to sit there and type that into the internet whenever Thomas Massey has his phone number? Number one, is that ridiculous to you? Number two, it seems like everybody that's on the internet forgets that whenever you are an FBI agent, or whenever you're the FBI, like, and you're doing investigations and you want to target somebody, you've got to have the evidence, don't you, Jeff? Like, you've got to actually have the evidence that proves to a jury of 12 people that this person did something.
Yeah.
So whenever he says that you're, quote, grossly inaccurate about the suspect that they've targeted, more than likely, this is my opinion, completely my opinion, but more than likely what that means is that the person that they're targeting has an alibi. The person that they're targeting has been looked into, been talked to, and probably said, oh, well, I was actually da-da-da-da-da-da at this time, so I couldn't have been that person. And then they ran down that lead, and that lead panned out to be the truth from what the person said. That's a guess, but whenever he says grossly inaccurate, it would tend to mean that you're overlooking something so simple that you can't possibly understand.
Yeah. And let me just read the portion again, okay? Because we are passionate about solving this case, okay? But a week of near 24-hour work on recent open source leads in the case, which means that they took the open source leads and looked into it, okay? And this is Steve
Baker.
Steve Baker, USA. This is InfoWars. This is Kyle Seraphin. This is all of them. Glenn Beck, Ann Vandersteel, Ivan Ranklin, the Flynn Network, okay? This is all of them. But a week of near 24-hour work on recent open source leads in the case has yet to produce a breakthrough. And some of the media reporting regarding prior persons of interest is grossly inaccurate and serves only to mislead the public. Mislead the public. So if you're not misleading the public, Shady, you don't go very far on X because of their rage bait, Shady Groove. It's crazy.
You know, what wouldn't you like to watch Dan Bongino and Kash Patel watch the video of Rakelin and Ann Vandersteel that we played for you guys the other day on Monday? Boy, oh boy, I'd just like to be a fly on the wall in a room watching the two of those guys watch those two idiots on that video as they're literally trying to fix it. Look at the way they're being mocked. They're being mocked in a way that's not funny. It's not normal. It's not natural. It's not like, oh, we're ribbing the guy. Like, you give your friend a noogie, give him a hard time. Like, that's not what they're doing to the FBI. They're undermining their credibility. They're trying to make it look like they're doing something wrong whenever they aren't.
Yep. So I'd like to thank, believe it or not, let's see, who are we thanking here, Shady? We're thanking
everybody.
Yeah, that stood the path. Julie Kelly, excuse me. But a week, so she got this too, right? In other words, there is no evidence yet that supports claims made by Steve Baker and the Blaze related to the identity of the J5 pipe bomber suspect. But Massey is too focused on his Get Trump mission to act responsibly and cautiously. They all are, Julie. They all want to get Trump. Again, Kyle Seraphin didn't get an FBI position. He's mad, okay? Do you think he holds a grudge? Mm-hmm. Right. You got Candace Owens, who is not in TPUSA. Do you think she's holding a grudge?
She always has, ever since she was forced out.
Yep. You've got Philip Kennedy, same thing, not being hired into the FBI. Do you think he's holding a grudge?
Yep.
How about General Flynn, who lied to the president and was fired or resigned, which is the same thing, in 23 days? You think he has a grudge against President Trump?
He said he's not a giant fan, Jeff.
No.
Alex Jones?
Again, use your logic, common sense. What is that? The Occam's razor, Shady Groove?
Yes, the simplest explanation is usually the most likely.
Yep. Wow. Pretty crazy.
It's pretty simple to see that these guys, remember whenever I was just talking about evidence, well, whenever we go, the two of us, we go to look for the evidence. We are completely open to anything that anybody's saying. Okay, you're saying this person is the pipe bomber. What's your evidence? And then you go look, and it's like some sort of weird AI comparison, goofy thing that they've made up out of
gate analysis, Shady. They call it gate analysis. With
gate analysis.
With a 90% chance, 94% chance that it's that person. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, okay.
Did you do Ivan Ranklin's gate?
Yeah.
Right. So look.
Touché.
Again, guys, when you see these claims, I want to just take Candace Owens, for example. She had a piece in her last show yesterday about Alexis Wilkins. And she said that it's weird. And, when you use things like weird, and all these different, things, that's not evidence. She said that Alexis Wilkins's parents are in the masonry. They're not. It's all just lies, and it's weird, and I have a feeling. So that's what they're banking on. They're banking on your outrage that you believe the crap that you're reading in MK Ultraville. I mean, X.
So wait a minute, Jeff. So if I am to believe that Alexis Wilkins is Mossad because she served at PragerU, does that lead to anybody else?
You want me to play the video?
I do.
Oh boy, I didn't clip it yet because it's awesome.
We'll just let you see it.
And first of all, let me just say a couple of things about this. Okay, so Alexis Wilkins' family is not Freemasonry. They have no proof of that, and they just say it, so it's true, right? Kash has never been married. They've been together, Alexis and Kash, for 3 years. Okay, the lies are absolutely overflowing. They're using Alexis to get to Kash, right, in order to make Trump administration look bad. Okay, not to mention she's getting death threats and getting swatted. These people are disgusting. So right now, Candace admits. Okay, let me see if I can find the part of the interview, Shady. Let me get to it here. Let's go over to here. I can't even stand this lady.
I hear her voice and I start to cringe. But we're gonna share with you guys because this is what we have to do. We have to go listen to these nuts so that we can come here and tell you guys how nutty they are.
All right, here we go. Let's check it out.
Into the characters involved in TPUSA Faith and this random strand of sex scandal, sex and trafficking and weapons scandal that keeps happening. Okay, we're not going to not look into Turning Point Faith because, you're not allowed. It's untouchable all of a sudden because Erica's at the helm of it. No, if there's corruption anywhere, you have a right to attack it, especially if it comes in the name of the Lord. I will say that. Switching gears here.
All right, so she's talking about investigating TPUSA Faith. How about investigating General Flynn and his takeover of the churches?
We don't want to look at that.
No, she doesn't want to look at that?
No.
Okay.
That's on her team.
But sticking on the topic of liars and losers, Kash Patel.
Now she gives your 666 hand signal. You see that, guys?
This is your we are the elite signal.
Yeah.
has to step down. There's no other option here.
No other option.
In case you missed it, Kash Patel, the director of the FBI who represents America on the world stage, right? We are already not being taken very seriously, but Kash Patel is catalyzing that dissent, okay? He is catalyzing that dissent into absolute mockery. He tweeted.
There it is again.
I told you about that a couple of weeks ago. Leave my girlfriend alone. And then we see you guys and like, she's my life partner. Like you left your wife. You've been with this girl for like a year and a half.
He was never married. Okay.
Left your wife.
Yeah. So that's a lie right out of the gate analysis. This is my gate analysis. He's never been married. Okay.
Wow.
Calm down. Okay. Just calm down. Like a teenager in love. It's ridiculous.
Oh, to be in love. It's ridiculous, is it?
Okay. I'm going to body language ghost this just for a second as you're paying attention to her antics and the way her mannerisms are right there. The way that she's leading up to this, I can see where this is going. She's getting ready to say something about the lawsuit. She's going to act like how the lawsuit is ridiculous. All these people are acting this, just like Kyle is acting this exact same way. The reason that they're acting like this is because they know they have defamed her. They know they are guilty of defaming Alexis Wilkins and trying to insinuate and call her Mossad, and they know that she has a case against them. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to like act to their minions of people that send them money that somehow they are wrong. Like, oh, it's so outrageous. No, it's not outrageous. Alexis is a public figure, and she can stand up for herself, and Kash can stand up. So you're saying that Kash is not allowed to like defend his girlfriend?
Nope.
Whenever you're like coming after her and lying about her, it's and we're weak on the world stage. Like, what fantasy world are you living in? You nut job. Sorry.
Meanwhile, Kash Patel is doing an excellent job declassing. So again, look at the people that are screaming the loudest. Do you think they might be in some of this declass shady groove?
I do.
With the Russia stuff?
I do. And I also think that there's something else interesting with her. There's connections with her husband and Parler.
No.
Her husband, George Farmer, was part of Parler.
Oh, that's right. Was he? Was that
him?
Okay.
Yes.
Because Parler was Dan Bongino too, so he got screwed on that. But Parler was used to film the Capitol riots, and that's what they used from Parler, the videos from January 6th to frame you and I, MAGA. They totally forgot about, or didn't talk about, Roger Stone there needing a pardon, a second pardon for January 6th. Why does he need a second pardon? Why were the Oath Keepers and Proud Boys there? They don't represent me.
So what it looks like is to me, this is speculation, but what I can see now understanding this is that they need Bongino weakened. They need the FBI weakened. The Farmer is of aristocracy. He's of a bloodline in England. So he is connected back to these elite globalists. I don't care what Candace says. So all of a sudden you have this association where they're trying to attack Dan Bongino and trying to take him to
Shady, keep going. I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. So whenever you think about it, Dan Bongino was associated with Parler. They brought Dan Bongino in. So when you look at the structure of how Parler was created and what it ended up doing, it ended up being the honeypot. Whenever the Q posts were coming out, Q explained secure drop and what secure drop was. What is secure drop? Secure drop is a mechanism by which people say, oh, well, if you are a whistleblower, you've got evidence of government corruption, then you come here to secure drop and then you send in your information. Well, what that actually was a place where people could utilize secure drop to investigate the people dropping information to it. Now take that and put it over Parler and think, oh, we bring in Bongino. Bongino is now in the FBI. He could look at different things that he probably couldn't see before.
Yep, so I think that's what happened, Shady.
I think that, I think that they're targeting Bongino. I think that they're targeting Kash Patel because Kash Patel and Bongino have a lot more information than they had a year ago.
And I know people close to Kash, maybe even Kash himself, were very impressed with that January 6th thread that I did, Shady.
Yes, they were.
All right, here, let's, and that's why they attacked this show. Imagine that. And now the J6, we knew the J6 bomber story was BS, and now it is BS. So who was wrong again, and who was right?
And can I just say, say also that and I just want to make sure that our audience is clear on this. I'm not overlooking things. I'm being, people are trying to like tell me on Twitter that I'm not overlooking anything. If I were seeing something that I felt like was off by Kash or Dan Bongino, that they were doing something like Ray or Comey, I would say it. I am not afraid to say it. So for all the people out there that want to act like, oh, no, you're seeing something that's made up. And I can see that it's made up. It's up to your own discernment to see through the cloudiness, man, and make it a clear day. We can't do that part for you.
Yeah. And I'd like to remind people this as well. And I know we have some Dan Bongino army here as well. Okay. And thank you for coming. Thank you. Please spread the show out to your friends and family, because we do support Kash Patel and FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino. Okay. I might have had questions with him before. Dan Bongino, one of his last podcasts, he said, don't listen to the X-man on X who is attacking General Flynn and Kash Patel. We were never attacking Kash Patel. In fact, Kash is a friend of ours. We were asking questions about General Flynn. Okay. Then he blocked me. Okay. Now I'm unblocked. What does that tell you?
It's interesting.
Because, you put General Flynn and Kash together, you're going to get two different kinds of... This show, Shady, have we ever attacked Kash Patel yet?
No, we have not.
We supported him. In fact, I was on a CNN interview that they got all mad at because I'm like, yay, Kash Patel, we are happy about him. Okay? And we understand that 99% of the FBI and CIA is good. That's that 1% that'll get you.
Well,
so I just really want people to understand that I think Dan Bongino, to wrap my point up, has more information than he had before to make different decisions, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. And I'm going to clarify my position, and my position is exactly the same as it was then. What we saw happening was the General Flynn network were all lit up, acting like that they wanted Kash to be the FBI director. Does everybody remember that? Do you guys remember all of these people that are currently right now out there saying that there's all of these problems with Kash Patel were the ones that were saying, oh, we want this guy to be the FBI director. They were making it look like that he was their guy, like they had their claws in him. So effectively what they were really doing now, looking back, you can see they were trying to taint Kash Patel with their stench. Okay, they were trying to put their stench on Kash Patel so that Donald Trump wouldn't pick him. So from my perspective, I was like, listen, these guys want that guy in there too much. That's not a good sign for us. I don't like the fact that these guys want him in there this much. But now we see it's a Brer Rabbit in the briar patch. The last thing in the world that they wanted was Trump to pick Kash Patel. That's me being honest with you.
All right, so let's go back to Candace here, okay? And Flynn was going to be VP. The whole network is, to be assassination proof, he needs Flynn to be VP. And then Flynn, 10 days before, 10 days?
Yep.
10 days before Trump got shot, Flynn said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and throw my weight behind Donald Trump. 10 days before somebody got shot, and they were saying that he needs to be assassination proof.
Interesting.
All right. Questions. Okay. All right. So let's listen to this because there's something funny coming up and we got to clip it. And by their logic, let me show you what I mean.
Well, now his girlfriend, turns out, is suing Elijah Schaffer and other content creators for $5 million. For $5 million for her hurt feelings. Okay. Because she was called a honeypot, an Israeli honeypot. And in some circumstances, I want to be very clear, they didn't even explicitly call her a honeypot. They just posted a picture. That was a circumstance in terms of...
Okay, so the Kyle Seraphin lawsuit, which she fails to mention, is the one that said honeypot, okay? Now, this guy reposted something, and she showed it there. Let's see.
Elijah Schaffer. I should actually read some parts of this lawsuit so that you understand that we are not a serious nation anymore, right? We are not a serious nation, and it's important that you come to that conclusion.
We're not a serious human being.
Okay. Where are we?
We are not a serious nation.
Look, she's casting a spell.
This is directly from a lawsuit. It says that on September 14th, 2025, an ex-user that goes by Hen Mazig published...
So that guy that is getting sued posted a picture of Kash and Alexis with this quote we posted with that. Look at what it's saying here, guys. It's absolutely garbage.
It's
lengthy,
defamatory.
detailed post about the prominent role of female Mossad agents have played in Israel's sophisticated intelligence efforts against Iran, including by seducing top officials, and that some of them reportedly seduced high-ranking enemy officials. Now, in response to the comments on that same day, Elijah Schaffer posted a photo of Alexis Wilkins. That is her name.
There it is. With this, okay? What is that? What are you supposed to take? If you saw this, okay, with a quote repost, Mossad sent female operatives deep into Iran, seducing top officials, infiltrating government surveillance networks, and carrying out sabotage missions, ... With a picture of that. What is that? Oh, I didn't do anything, but I didn't defame anyone.
I want you to understand that her only other option other than taking this to these people and punching them right in the face with a lawsuit is to sit there and take it.
Yeah.
You know, like we've had to do. You see, we've had to sit here and take it for like the last 8 years because nobody will like even entertain the idea that we have a lawsuit against these people that defamed us, against these people that said all these different things, that Jeff wore red shoes or MG Show doxed people or all these different things, or you know, we made content that was censorable. All these things were wrong and lies about us, and we can't stand up in court anywhere to defend ourselves because we can't get an attorney that's got a spine to do it.
Yeah.
So the only thing you could do is this is what Candace Owens types and Tucker Carlson types and Thomas Massey types want you to do. They want you to shut the F up.
Yeah.
Because they're in charge.
Continuing.
And Patel, right? So this is what they're suing over right here on the internet. LOL, Elijah Schaffer posts a photo, and the lawsuit goes on and says...
That's not just posting a photo, okay? This wouldn't be here if it was just posting a photo. Do you understand shit? Am I wrong?
No.
A photo would be this with the 1.5 million views on just posting a photo with this below it, guys. All right? Knock it off. We're not stupid.
Ever since Kash Patel was appointed as director of the FBI in February of 2025, the conspiratorial corners of the internet and social media have been spreading a false narrative that Ms. Wilkins is an Israeli Mossad agent, a spy, or a quote-unquote honeypot. So here's the thing. I've been around.
She's been around.
I've been around.
Wait, this is her sauce, guys. All right, this is her sauce. She's been around. Okay, heels up Owens.
Literally.
Let's check it out.
And there are some rules to lawsuits. If you have to sue someone to prove, as an example, that you are a woman.
Okay, now she's talking about her lawsuit with the other person, okay? What's his name? Macron's wife?
Yes, Macron's wife.
What? Yeah.
Allah Brigitte Macron, it's because you're not one. If you have to sue someone to prove that your relationship is really authentic and real and like love from the heavens, it probably isn't one.
Now, is that why she's suing, to prove her love to Kash Patel is from the heavens? Is that, or is it defamation?
I mean, just look at the false equivalencies that they're willing to go on the air and say in public, man. I mean, I'm telling you, dude. I mean, like the stupid is so thick, I can't even hardly breathe in here.
And this video got 1.7 million views in 17 hours.
Oh yeah, her podcast is like shot up to like #1 in the country.
Jesus.
I'm just saying I've been around. That's
yes, you
all
have.
I'm saying. And I have been the subject of so many conspiracies because of how me and my husband met, right? People online, people have done threads, put in names that were not even true. I read one thread where
you're doing the same thing, Candace. You are putting things out there that are not true. So because it happened to you, it's okay to do it to others, Shady?
Yeah, that's exactly what the golden rule said, isn't it?
All right.
He said like a donor put me and my husband, it couldn't be further from the truth. I've never cared. I just laugh at them because it's just not true. It's just none of it's true. So I don't care. The fact that she filed this lawsuit, of course, means that she did this with the blessing of her quote unquote life partner, Kash Patel.
So
who
what?
Knew this was happening. He did not stop her from doing this.
So
are they trying to convince us, or is she trying to convince him, or is he trying to convince himself?
They're trying to get the defamation that you guys are doing against her dealt with, okay. Shady. Right? They're acting like the lawsuit is to prove love to one another?
No. The lawsuit is to gain discovery, Jeff. You see, this is where their narrative falls apart, and this is why they're so aggravated. They're actually aggravated because she filed the lawsuit. That's the reason that they're aggravated. They can't believe that they're actually being come after in this way because they're so used to doing this to people. They're outraged that they're being held to account because the fact of the matter is what they did is defamatory, and they did it in unison, and they did it out of a malicious attack against someone they deem as their adversary. Therefore, she has a case, and guess what? It gets discovery. So guess what, Jeff? If these people were legitimate, they should be happy they got sued. I would be happy that I got sued if I were able to prove to you that Alexis Wilkins was a Mossad agent.
Yeah.
You see, I'm going to get discovery, but no, hang on. You get discovery though. So if you're trying to prove your case, you're Kyle Safran. Oh, no, Alexis Wilkins is a honeypot. So you get discovery whenever she sues your ass. So now you can go investigate. You can bring the evidence in front of a court of law and say, look, no, I wasn't defaming her. She's a Mossad honeypot, right? Here's the evidence. Look, this is why I was doing what I was doing. Do you see? This is what they cannot do. This is why they're aggravated, because they're going to be forced into a situation where they're going to have to settle with her because they can't take it to the mat, and they know it.
Now let's keep listening because it gets even better. Ready?
Of course, inevitably, what happens when you file these lawsuits is people then get interested in you. And there is something called the Streisand effect. Now, before the Streisand effect happened, I was already interested because he's acting weird. He's just acting really weird.
That's her sauce. He's acting weird, Shady. He's acting really weird.
Yo, weird.
Weird.
Right now, Kash Patel. And she might not be a Mossad honeypot. I don't know. I've never made that claim. There's literally no evidence of that.
Right.
People, other than people saying she works for Marissa Straight, PragerU, who...
All right, now listen. She works for Melissa Straight. PragerU is the exact reason why they are calling her a Mossad honeypot. You ready?
Yep.
So with that same logic,
who, she's formerly of the IDF intelligence unit. I worked for PragerU.
So now what does this mean? She worked for PragerU too, Shady?
Oh my God!
By their same clown logic, what does that imply?
But Candace Owens is Mossad.
Wow.
Done.
Wow.
You figured it out.
Wow.
It's that easy. Mm-hmm. All you got to do is look for someone's resume, and if it says PragerU, they're Mossad.
Yeah.
Easy.
Interesting. Wow. All right.
That's how easy life is in America these days.
So that's what I wanted to cover in this, because that right there, by their same clown logic, makes Clown Owens a alleged Mossad honeypot because she worked for PragerU too. Okay? I'm not saying she is, because I think it's BS. I'm not saying she is, but maybe we need some discovery there too. But I'm just saying, guys, this is how they outrage for clicks, using your emotions, getting you angry. It's all part of the plan. And when you are factual, Shady, and commonsensical, you go nowhere on X.
Yeah, we're not going to sit here and say that Candace Owens is Mossad, but we are going to sit here and say that Candace Owens' husband is Tavistock.
We are going to say, you're going to say that, but we're going to say that these people with their own logic saying that because Alexis worked for PragerU and Candace Owens admitting that she worked for PragerU, with their own logic, are they going to attack Candace Owens now?
No, they'll praise her. Her term at PragerU was before the Mossad era.
Yeah. British intelligence connections through her husband, says Mitchell Golston. Thank you. Yeah.
We know.
Could be.
It's really interesting because this is the tip of the spear to attack MAGA. I want you to understand this. You guys have to they can't go directly after Donald Trump. Even though they're now starting to, the insinuations against Donald Trump gets too much pushback. And they got to pick people around him. They perceive Kash as weak. Okay, they think that he's somehow weak whenever he's probably the strongest guy. He's the only one that produced that memo from Comey. He's the only one that found those burn bags. He's the only one that I've ever seen that's went out around the country and actually told people that, hey, we're kind of done with this whole DEI crap. We'd like for you to investigate criminals again. Thank you very much. Could you get some of these drug traffickers and murderers off the street and start prosecuting them, please? Kash has done all of those things, but the people that control Gotham City, remember Gotham City? Do you guys remember how corrupt Gotham City was? The mayor and the police, and they were all like in it together, and Batman couldn't figure it out because all of the police and the Joker and everybody was sort of working together in the background.
Yeah.
There's no difference in that and what's going on right here and what Donald Trump is navigating. If you're going to start painting Donald Trump as the Joker, then you have already lost this conversation.
So we got somebody in here saying, we love free futures, but who killed Charlie? Well, I just showed you several lies that Candace Owens just said regarding Alexis Wilkins. Kash Patel was never married. Okay. She said they were. He was at one time. Alexis Wilkins's parents do not work for or have ever been in Freemasonry. Okay. And she also works at PragerU. So if she's getting a lot of the little details wrong, do you think she's getting a lot of the big details wrong? Do you think that this suspect that we have in custody with his DNA on the trigger of the rifle with a shell that says fat, do you think that guy, can we wait for the trial? What if it's him? What if it is him and there was no other people besides Antifa and the trans community, just like all the other shootings? How many other shootings were done by transgender people and transgender, sympathizers? Okay. This guy was a furry. He was dating a transgender and he probably did it for his boyfriend's honor. Okay. What if that's what happened? What? Let's wait for the court case. But Candace Owens getting all that wrong? You think I'm going to believe one little thing that she says now? No, she's dead to me, Shady.
Well, the reality of the situation is you got to get past the evidence. Okay, remember we were talking about evidence. Let me explain the evidence. I'm going to give you a couple quick highlights. The evidence. Who killed Charlie Kirk? Here's the evidence. The evidence is the audio analysis from multiple phones on the site put the shooting and the rifle and the shot and the fire and the click that happens on the roof behind the crowd. Also, that day you had one sound. You can hear it clearly. Everybody was talking. Everybody was quiet. Everything was normal. You hear one sound, one shot fired. Charlie Kirk goes down. Number 3, the casing was in the firearm with no bullet in the casing. The bullet was not there. So you have to solve all 3 of those things to get into conspiracy land. And I haven't seen anybody solve 2 of them, much less all 3.
That's right. And, we have, the right to call these people out. I mean, Candace Owens, do you think Candace Owens going after Charlie Kirk, okay, and Charlie Kirk's killer wanting to, shade that a little bit, do you think that because she is not part of TPUSA, she might be mad? Do you think because of her husband is no longer part of TPUSA, he might be mad? Do you think they have a vendetta?
I think that
it's something to think about, isn't it?
I think that it has to do with MAGA, and I think that it has to do with Trump, and I think it has to do with the strength of TPUSA. They need to break the back of it because that is going to lead to more MAGA politicians in the future. Because Turning Point or Charlie Kirk and JD were like really, really good friends, and a lot of people. And I heard it in that speech that JD gave. I heard JD speaking to those kids the other day in the stadium, or whenever he was out there, and they all came out and he spoke. Like, I heard him talk to them very, very similarly to the way that I heard Charlie Kirk talk to them. So there's connections that young people are making to JD, and these people do not want that to happen.
Yeah. BC17Q says, just because someone gets one thing wrong, that's really stupid. I just outlined 4 things about just Alexis in that short little clip. 3 things wrong. Yeah, 4 things wrong. Stop it.
He's just doing that to get a rise out of you.
And I love it. And he got the rise, and he can go.
He doesn't really think any of these things. He just comes in here and types stupid stuff trying to get us aggravated.
He does. So, that's what we're talking about, guys. This is a huge deal. We were wrong until we're right. Steve Baker was wrong. Glenn Beck even started walking it back. Alex Jones was wrong. All the bots are wrong. Do you notice the bots, Shady Groove?
I noticed the bots like follow the dumb people that are wrong. It's like they don't think for themselves. They just like come out and like regurgitate whatever nonsense is being thrown at you in your you scroll.
Yeah. And we love free future. Let's just wait for the court case to come out. You're going to hear a lot more come out. Okay.
I think that's very key, Jeff, because what's going on is, these people are acting like, oh, there's no investigation. There's no evidence. When are they going to share? What are you talking about? Why are you people acting like the FBI owes you an explanation of their investigation? If they tell the public their investigation, they give the defense things to pick apart before it's time in the whenever the case. It's like you guys are like, a lot of you are turning into numbnuts.
Yeah. No, I'm done with Candace, BC17Q. And I have the right to be. And I'm done with all these other podcasters, to be quite honest. All right, so let me go over this before we go, because it's 10 minutes before the end of this hour. And then we're going to get into the government shutdown being ended, Shady Groove. Let's get into this. This is X's algorithm that favors outrage because rage equals retention equals revenue. Here's a step-by-step mechanics based on X's own 2023 to 2025 algorithm release. Elon posts and reverse engineered behavior. Outrageous. All right, so the core metric, unregretted user minutes. X optimizes for time spent without regret, i.e. users don't mute, block, and leave. Outrage posts spike dwell time. Users read replies, quote, tweet, ratio, or rage scroll. Average outrage thread, 3 to 7 minutes versus 30 seconds for neutral content, okay? The engagement equals amplification. X's ranking formula is simplified from their GitHub release right here. Replies and quotes way heaviest, okay? Outrage triggers 5 to 10 times more replies than agreement. Example, a calm fact equals 12 replies. And they lied to us posts, 400 plus replies in less than an hour, okay? So they're banking on your negative emotions. Negative emotion loops, anger, adrenaline, dopamine, scroll, neuroscience, threat detection, politics, betrayal, elites. That activates the amygdala hyper engagement, guys. X's A and B tests leaked in 2024 show a 37% rise session time when anger-inducing topics trended, okay? They love when you're angry, okay? The network effects and virality. Outrage crosses tribes, okay? The left quotes to dunk, the right reposts to own, and both sides amplify, okay? Oh. 5, ad revenue and premium incentives. More time equals more ads. Premium plus creators earn from impressions, incentivized to post high engagement bait. Wait till you see what they did. Okay, that's brings them money. All right, and where's the rest of my post here? Where did it go? That's weird.
It's broken. Your thread from today.
Yeah. 6, algorithmic anger attacks. This is Elon's own term. X briefly tested downranking outrage. Okay, that was in Q1 of 2025. Result, negative 19% daily active users. Okay, reverted in less than 48 hours. Elon tweeted, users vote with their time, we follow. Take the bait, guys. Take the bait. Okay. Outrage wins because it hijacks the human attention. X's algorithm isn't evil, it's Darwinian. Content that keeps your eyes glued survives. Looking for common sense, calm, nuanced takes? They're starved for oxygen. You want to beat it, post curiosity gaps, the one graph that you won't want to see, or humor. They're the only non-outrage emotions that compete. If you're looking for common sense, you're not going to find it. And in conclusion, we're going to need better psychological operations because the playbook being used over and over and over and over is getting old and easy to see through, Shady. Here, check this out.
It is.
We are going to need better psychological operations.
That's a fact.
Now, and then I also added this as an example. This is great, guys. I want you to watch this before we head out of here for the top of the hour, but check this out, Shady.
Hey, Candy. How you doing? Is it okay if I call you that? I mean, do you prefer it with an I or a Y? Just no preference? Okay. Anyway, so we're here to talk about how you became the #1 most listened to podcast in the world.
In the coming weeks, there's going to be a lot of financial reports that are coming out.
Oh, we're just gonna jump right into it. Okay. Well, those coming weeks were like a month ago. Still waiting, Candy, but I mean, good angle, great angle. Just throw everybody off. So promise evidence, but never deliver. This builds suspense and engagement.
I, first and foremost, do not believe that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk.
Holy smokes, Candy-O. That's a huge claim. I mean, you have tons of evidence outside of your imagination for this, right? Right?
I don't know, maybe the weird Fed messages that were concocted out of thin air that had no timestamp and were written like they were speaking in 1822, among other things.
Okay, so these text messages.
I actually did not read that they were text messages.
Oh, of course you didn't. That's actually so smart. I mean, flood people with random, unverifiable details, have ambiguous sources, say ambiguous things, and then take no accountability when you're called out for the lives that you ruin. You can deny it when it backfires, or take credit when you're mysteriously right.
The Feds made up the text messages.
And only you know this.
I have very strong sources everywhere on both sides.
Where? Who are they? Oh, there are none. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Okay. All right. So it's like you're like the chosen one with these pretend inside sources that somehow risk contaminating an enormous federal case just to keep you in the loop. Grandiose claims, zero verification. I mean, it's Candyland logic. It's brilliant. I mean, I'm going to have the #1 podcast by this time next year.
Who's going to present that evidence? Like the mainstream media?
I mean, of course you're going to present the evidence according to Candy. I mean, if I do believe you, I'm enlightened. If I don't, then I'm part of the conspiracy. Wouldn't this be circular reasoning?
No, it wouldn't be.
I see what you did there. Okay, so this is how someone becomes the #1 most listened to podcast in the world. Paranoia, check. Outrage, check. Emotional manipulation, check. And fear. Oh, because everybody is afraid to speak out against you. I mean, wow, this sounds a lot like what the left did to make people believe lies. Yeah, there's no connection though, none. So you're capitalizing on a man's murder, tormenting his widow in the process with no real evidence outside of your own brain. Oh, and he obviously talks to you in dreams. So, I mean, it makes you double special. Convincing people a clearly guilty man is not guilty and never pausing to actually consider the consequences if you're wrong, like basically advocating for a killer to walk free. Girl, you don't need a podcast. You would make a great cult leader, at least in my opinion.
Wow. Perfect, isn't it?
Yes, sir. The cornerstone ingredients to cook a psyop.
Yep. And I refuse to do that kind of stuff. We could take that way, Shady Groove, but we
had the opportunity to sell you JFK Jr.
Yeah.
And we could have sold you Devolution too.
Oh God.
We could have sold you all of these different psyops that these people have done. We could have jumped right on board. Matter of fact, General Flynn wanted us to be part of his leadership council where they operate these psychological operations from. And we didn't raise a dime for him. As a matter of fact, we dropped him flat and came and told you guys about it.
Yep.
Wow. We had to and cut our audience in half whenever we exposed him.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I am too.
The audience that left is audience I don't need.
The audience that's here is the audience that's actually paying attention and taking the information and doing something productive in their life with it.
In other words, we love you guys.
We loves them. They are the greatest. This is the most red pill audience on earth, bro.
It really is. It really is, guys. I mean, I know we have questioners out there and it's okay. Okay. But just don't let your own, emotions get in the way. Take yourself out of it and, really investigate the claims that people are saying, guys, really. And once you figure out that they're full of shit, admit it.
And also give things some time to play out. This is one of the things that they want you to do, and I was touching on it yesterday. They want you to get committed to something so that you believe something, and then once you believe it, you hold on to it and personalize it. You need to be able to let go of stuff as fast as you grab onto it.
That's right. Real quick, Shady, before we get out of here, I got a Perplexity and Rumble Premium, guys. Looking for smarter ways to browse and enjoy your favorite content without ads? Get the Perplexity Pro bundle with Rumble Premium for just $19.99 a month when you sign up before December 31st, normally a $29.99 value. With Rumble Premium, you'll get an ad-free viewing experience across all your devices and access to exclusive premium content with no interruptions. Just the videos and streams you love anytime, anywhere. Plus, Perplexity Pro boosts your productivity with unlimited research, unlimited uploads, exclusive member perks, and access to the latest and most advanced AI models for faster, smarter answers every day. Save over 30% on this powerful bundle. Head to rumble.com/premium before December 31st to sign up and unlock your premium experience. And we'll be right back after these beautiful boom messages.
The MG Show. Not funded by dark money, but funded by listeners like you.
Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's a 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
There is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received the generous $500 donation from Spill Tea, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20%, and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble, and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our biggest 3-in-1 sale ever with a limited edition product, a back in stock special, and a closeout deal you won't find anywhere else. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get our MyPillow bed sheets only $29.88. Any color, any style, any size, even kings, regular $119.98, only $29.88. Once they're gone for good. How about our My Towels? They're finally back in stock, but not for long. Get a 6-piece My Towel set, regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And for the first time and the only time ever, get our limited edition premium My Pillows. They're made with Giza cotton and designer gusset. Queen $17.98, Kings only $19.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so order now.
MyPillow is excited to announce they're having their biggest 3-in-1 sale ever with a limited edition product, a back-in-stock special, and a closeout deal you won't find anywhere else. MyPillow bed sheets, only $29.88, any color, any style, any size, even kings. Regular $119.98, only $29.88. Once they're gone for good. My Towels are finally back in stock, but not for long. Get a 6-piece My Towel set, regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And for the first and only time, get their limited edition premium My Pillows made with Giza cotton and a designer gusset. Queens, $17.98. Kings, only $19.98. Also, for a limited time, when your order is over $100, you will receive free shipping plus $100 in free digital gifts. So go to mypillow.com or call 800-873-0478 and use promo code MGSHOW. Use your promo code for the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so order now.
Guys, we're right again. Celebrate, dance.
I woke up this morning, clouds hanging tight, stumbling through the dark till I find the light. MG music humming low and tight. I'm always wrong till I'm right. I got the always wrong till I'm right blues. Hear my plea. Mistakes keep piling, weighing down on me. MG music plays through the fight. I'm always wrong till I'm right. Folks point and laugh, say I'm a fool, tripping on my words, breaking every rule. MG music brills, cuts the cruel night. I'm always wrong till I'm right. I got the always wrong till I'm right blues. Hear my plea. Mistakes keep piling, weighing down on me. MG music plays through the fight. I'm always wrong till I'm right. Son, you're lost in sin. I said, Reverend, I'll lose till I win. MG music roars, my soul takes flight. I'm always wrong till I'm right. Preacher man said, son, you're lost in sin. I said, Reverend, I'll lose till I win. MG music roars, my soul takes flight. I'm always wrong till I'm right. So pour me some whiskey, let the night unfold. MG music hums a story untold. I'll crawl through the blues till the dawn's in sight. I'm always wrong till I'm right.
Oh boy, pay attention, hate watchers. Because we're always wrong until we're right. Welcome back to our number 2 Shady Groove.
Man, oh man, it's episode 217. We are in season 7 of the MG show here. We've been talking to you guys for a number of years now, getting ready to conclude the 7th year of speaking to you and all of us learning together in real time. During the first Trump administration, we learned how to do this. We learned how to talk to people in a way that was not about trying to get their attention. We're trying to talk to you in a way to inform you, and only the people that are interested in information are going to come to that conversation, and we knew that a long time ago. But right now, the conversation is being absolutely obliterated because they're doing exactly what we said that they were going to do a year ago. They are pretending like there's something wrong with Donald Trump. They're pretending like he changed. Now they're like pointing to Flynn is out there pointing to some date in April or May, acting like, oh, well, since this, everything changed. Meanwhile, he's got his cronies calling Dan Scavino ad nauseum, trying to get him a position in the administration. So this is the way that these operators work. And I'm not worried at all that Donald Trump isn't onto them.
They are onto them, guys. I'm just going to tell you, maybe we know that they're onto them, Shady. How about that? I mean, maybe we have an idea.
No, I'm saying.
Guys, thank you so much for that. How many hours are we at? In regards to we're about 300 watch hours away. Rev Rob on YouTube. Get over to youtube.com/InTheMatrixxx. Get over there and please like the video. Take a minute off Rumble, cruise over there, like the video, say something in the chat, and then cruise back over to Rumble if you want. For our Rumble loyal viewers, we don't want to have you change platforms, but we'd like you to help us with this platform, with the YouTube platform, since we actually, got it taken down for five years. And if you take a look at what Media Matters did to us, okay, they said, QAnon is going over YouTube, blah, 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 blah. They took our YouTube channel down for election misinformation, where we were looking at something coming out of Biden's cuff, okay? I'm an American person. If I see something in the cuff, I can say, hey, what's in that cuff, right? We didn't know what it was, but it certainly looked like some IV kind of thing, okay? So they took us down for that. YouTube and Google admitted that they changed the rules to take us down, and now we're back.
Because they changed the rules back.
Which
means they're admitting guilt.
And, just to, full disclosure, we were on our way. We were demonetized before the takedown. We were demonetized around Out of Shadows time, Shady Groove. And we were on the way to making, we were like $8,000 a month, guys. Say that it's $10,000 a month times 6 years. That's $600,000 that they stole from us. And
that's at minimum.
And I'm not here, for the money per se, but wouldn't it be nice to eat, Shady Groove?
Well, it would be nice to for them to realize that they made an egregious error. We're Americans, and that's the frustration I was hinting at in the first hour. It's like we've talked to a number of different people, and they don't feel like that we have a strong case. And it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever how we cannot have the strongest case out of anyone. Nobody was censored the way that we were. Nobody was censored by as many platforms as we were censored by. But they can act like somehow that because it's connected to the internet, if they were, this would be effectively like us trying to go into a store and buy something and the store owner not allowing us to come in there because of some arbitrary reason.
Diane says, Rumble on my Roku and YouTube on my phone. That's the way you do it.
That's how you do it.
You watch us on both platforms and Facebook. We're also on Facebook as well. What is it? mgshow.link/Jeff with 3 F's. Jeff FB. Jeff, JEFF Okay. Go ahead and follow me over there as well. I dare you to repost it for people. It'd be great, wouldn't it, JD? So we do have a huge case, but we got judges that lied in our first case in the Ninth Circuit. They outright lied, okay? And we didn't get our YouTube back then. But now, since they lied, guess what?
Moving forward.
At least we got our YouTube back, I guess.
Yep.
And we are funded by patriots like you. We've got a Cash App and a PayPal. They took that from us too, but we got it back. We got another one, actually. And that is Real MG Show. If you want to support us right now, Real MG Show on Cash App and PayPal. Thank you very much, G Brothers, feeding the MG family match. $17 Rumble rant. Anybody want to match that? Thank you guys so much. All right, Shady, let's go into the actual ending of the shutdown. Last night, say around, 10 o'clock or so? Donald J. Trump made a huge announcement because Congress passed the shutdown bill, the Democrat shutdown bill. All they had to do was vote for it, Shady, and they hurt people. They hurt a lot of people, didn't they?
They really did, and the way that Donald Trump characterized this was so perfect. Like everything, I want you to pay attention to like how the psychological operators are trying to set this perfect optic. Nobody does the setting of the perfect optic better than Donald Trump. I think that they hate him because that he's better at generating a great optic for himself than they could ever be. But where he starts this off by explaining that you were extorted. And the way that he directly talked to the American people, he wasn't talking to the Republicans, he wasn't talking to the independents, he wasn't talking to the Democrats. He was talking to this country saying, These people did this to you on purpose so that they could somehow break your political will, or because they're mad at you for voting for me and me doing something productive with you. This is no tax on tips. This is no tax on overtime. This is the big, beautiful bill, all the great things that he got done to put in it, and they were trying to stop it. And he literally is such an advocate for you as an individual, an American. It doesn't matter what you think. It's like they said, it doesn't matter who you are. He's saving you anyway. That's exactly what's happening. It doesn't matter how bad you hate him. He's saving you too.
Yeah, it's amazing. Ross Spur went over to YouTube and said, gave you a like, heading back to Rumble. Thank you so much, Ross. Appreciate you. Those are fruits of the spirit. I don't know who that person is, but let's go to what we're talking about here. Your president, my president, Donald J. Trump. I mean, you said he's put it perfectly. Let's watch. Check it out. Goat. Greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time.
Because we've seen how good government can be and how bad government can be if people don't know what they're doing. For the past 43 days, Democrats in Congress shut down the government of the United States in an attempt to extort American taxpayers for hundreds of billions of dollars for illegal aliens and people that came into our country illegally. From gangs, from prisons, from mental institutions. They wanted to pay them $1.5 trillion, which would have really hurt our healthcare businesses and our recipients at levels never seen before. Today, we're sending a clear message that we will never give in to extortion, because that's what it was. They tried to extort. The Democrats tried to extort our country. In just a moment, I'll sign a bill exactly like we asked Democrats to send us all along, many days ago. This cost the country $1.5 trillion, this little excursion that they took us on. Republicans never wanted a shutdown and voted 15 times for a clean continuation of funding. There's never been a time when one or the other party ever didn't sign a continuation. It's just a continuation, not a big deal. It's a continuation, and we'll talk later. Yet the extremists in the other party insisted on creating the longest government shutdown in American history, and they did it purely for political reasons. I want to thank Speaker Mike Johnson, Senate Majority Leader John Thune, as well as House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, Majority Whip Tom Emmer, and numerous other great Republican leaders and congressmen and senators who are here and frankly spent a long time in Washington getting this thing to go away. I also want to thank the broad coalition of Americans that stood with us in this fight to reopen government, including the Teamsters, the American Federation of Government Employees, the Fraternal Order of Police, AMVETS, the National Small Business Association, the American Farm Bureau, the American Trucking Association. These are all incredible patriots. The Airlines for America, the Allied Pilots Association, the National Air Traffic Controllers Association, and many, many others, unions and non-unions. Over the past 7 weeks, the Democrats shutdown has inflicted massive harm. They caused 20,000 flights to be canceled or delayed. They departed so many times, so late. People were hurt so badly. Nobody's ever seen anything like this one. This was a no-brainer. This was an easy extension. But they didn't want to do it the easy way. They had to do it the hard way. And they look very bad, the Democrats do. They deprived more than 1 million government workers from their paychecks and cut off food stamp benefits for millions and millions more Americans in need. They caused tens of thousands of federal contractors and small businesses to go unpaid. And the total effect of the damage their antics caused will take weeks and probably months to really calculate accurately, including the serious harm that they did to our economy and to people and to families. So I just want to tell the American people, you should not forget this. When we come up to midterms and other things, don't forget what they've done to our country. I also want to call for a termination to the filibuster so that this can never happen again. If we had the filibuster terminated, this would never happen again. And don't forget, we have another date coming up in the not too distant future. We can never let this happen again. And we should be able to pass great, really great legislation. So I say terminate the filibuster because, by the way, the Democrats will do it immediately if they ever assumed office, which hopefully they won't. Today, we had the highest stock market price ever in all of the different markets. We set a record. It's the 48th time in the 9 months that I've been in office that we had this record set. So think of that, 48 times. We had a record set, but today is the highest of them all. We're going to break new grounds. Nobody would have thought. I have with us not only the great political leaders, but the great business leaders of our country. They're standing right behind me and right really alongside of me. And if we would have told them a year ago that we'd be having stock prices this high, none of them, in fact, I just asked them that question, none of them would have believed it. And that inures to jobs and, very importantly, to 401ks, which have also set a record today, a record high for the people that have 401ks. And also, I want to thank Walmart because they came up with a fantastic study. It was the cost of Thanksgiving coming up and the cost of Thanksgiving from a year ago under Sleepy Joe Biden, and we're 25% lower this year than we were a year ago. And it's a very inclusive report. So I want to thank Walmart. They've done it for many years, but we believe in that, and we believe in that company. I want to also thank the 8 Senate Democrats who finally did the right thing in voting to end this craziness, this madness. But unfortunately, the vast majority of congressional Democrats were happy for millions of Americans to suffer. They really did suffer too. And the Democrats admitted, they said, well, no, we finally have a point. Even though people have to suffer, we finally have a point, and that didn't work out too well for them. But they really went out and they could appease the fringe benefits of their far-left base, but that didn't work out because now their far-left base is angrier than ever before. We actually elected a mayor of New York City who happens to be a communist. When was that going to happen? Remember, I said all the time during my campaign, we will never be a socialist country. And that's right. We turned out to have a communist in New York City. And if you look at his views, those are the views of a communist, not a socialist. So this is no way to run a country. I hope we can all agree that the government should never be shut down again, end the filibuster, terminate the filibuster. It'll never happen again. So with my signature, the federal government will now resume normal operations, and my administration and our partners in Congress will continue our work to lower the cost of living, restore public safety, grow our economy, and make America affordable again for all Americans. Again, costs are way down. Energy is way down. Gasoline is at $2.50 a gallon versus $4.70 for the Democrats. And we think we're going to hit pretty close to $2 a gallon. That's like a really massive tax cut. It's the equivalent of that. And speaking of tax cuts, our great, big, beautiful bill is giving everybody in our economy, middle income workers, low income, everybody, the biggest tax cut in the history of our country. And it's no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, and very importantly, no tax on overtime. You work overtime, there's no tax. That's among the things that add up to the biggest tax cut in history. One other thing, you hear about rich people with deductions. Well, when you buy your car and you borrow money, you're allowed to now deduct the interest on that loan. So you can take that interest deduction and what you can take is that interest payment and deduct it for income tax purposes. That's a tremendous tax cut right there. But it all includes fixing the healthcare system that Democrats broke with the disaster known as Obamacare. Obamacare was a disaster from day one. It's done nothing but go up. And if you remember President Barack Hussein Obama, when he came up with this crazy idea, he said everything's going to be great. Rates are going to go down. Payments are going to go down. Everything's going to go down. It went the exact opposite, with the biggest increase of healthcare in any country. It's a disaster. And I'm calling today for insurance companies not to be paid, but for the money, this massive amount of money, to be paid directly to the people of our country so that they can buy their own healthcare, which will be far better and far less expensive than the disaster known as Obamacare. I I think, great support. I've even had Democrat support. So we want the money that would be going to the insurance company, which is hundreds of billions of dollars. You know, their stock prices have gone up by 1,000% in many cases, 1,000% over a short period of time, because our country stupidly pays them so much money with this Obamacare scandal. So I want the money to go directly to you, the people. And you'll go out and you'll buy your own health insurance and you'll negotiate different plans and you'll get much better insurance and you will be an entrepreneur for yourself. So I'm always willing to work with anyone, including the other party. We'll work on something having to do with healthcare. We can do a lot better. We can do great. So much money is involved. And we're willing to pay so much money to the people. So we're going to pay a lot of money to the people. They're going to go out and buy their own health care. And we're going to forget this Obamacare madness. So with all of that, I just want to tell you the country has never been in better shape. We went through this short-term disaster with the Democrats because they thought it would be good politically. And it's an honor now to sign this incredible bill and get our country working again. Thank you. I don't know if you have questions. I think we really have a really great situation. We have a country that we love, and we have a country that's in great shape. As you know, we have now it's over $18 trillion invested in our country by other people and countries. That's a record. There's never been a country that had so much, and that money's going into also building new auto plants, new AI plants, new everything. We've never had a time like this. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And on the Fox feed, they had, what about Jeffrey Epstein? It's so stupid.
From the Fox guy.
Yeah.
He was on the mic.
It was on the mic, really loud too.
Yeah, because it was like and they didn't have the camera on the Fox feed. The camera wasn't plugged into the audio, so you didn't hear like the first whole minute of what he was saying while they're fumbling around trying to get the camera plugged in. But don't you think that it's interesting that on the day, I just want to make this comparison, on the day that he ends the shutdown, this was the last hurdle. Everything that we've done for the last 6 months in the big, beautiful bill to get this passed, it still wasn't finalized until yesterday, until last night, until he ended this shutdown with that signature. That's what finally got the bill, the legislation passed and cauterized into law. This is the day that they chose to say MAGA is dead. I just want to show you that and let you understand that the day that Donald Trump's whole administration, everything that he's done for the last 2 years, culminated into this successful legislation that passed yesterday, and all of the idiots that we've been talking about here for the last however many years decided to say that was the day that MAGA is dead. Whenever he gives you no tax on overtime, when he gives you no tax on Social Security, when he gives you no tax on tips, not to mention all the other great stuff in the bill.
Just the tips.
Just the tips, baby.
Shady, we got your lady here, Virginia Fox. Shady, let's listen to her. This was great.
She's amazing, isn't she?
Yeah, check her out.
Mr. Speaker, psychologists have a word for the things the Democrats accuse us of: projection. Mr. Speaker,
Wow, did she read Q, Shady Groove? I'm sure she's not going to say like clowns or anything, is she, Shady?
Oh, Drew, hold on to your hat.
Come on. We've learned the term projection, haven't we, guys? Wow.
Sure hope you did not watch all 7 hours of the Democrat group therapy session last night in the Rules Committee. But if you did, you saw what a clown show it was.
Wait, what?
Well, she keeps going.
Wait, what?
It was a crisp 40 degrees outside when we adjourned at around 1:30 a.m. this morning, but with the amount of hot air being spewed by Democrats in the committee room for 7 straight hours, you would have thought we were in the dead of summer. Mr. Speaker, at this point, I don't think Democrats really agree on anything. Last night and into the early hours of this morning, they showed everyone that they couldn't even agree on what they're angry about. They went off on so many tangents that it would have been a miracle if they arrived at a single coherent thought at any point during our meeting. The American people will see the exact same thing play out from them during this debate and during general debate on the floor later today. Apparently, the only thing Democrats can agree on is that the government needs to stay shut down and that the American people need to suffer even more than they have already made them suffer. We heard from Democrats repeatedly about the millions of people they believe are going to be affected when their own temporary COVID credits sunset at the end of this year. Their own temporary COVID credits. Did we hear anything about the millions of Americans who got walloped by Democrats when they shut the government down? Did we hear an apology from Democrats to the American people for deliberately misleading them over 40 days? Did we hear an admission that the only reason they shut down the government is to cover up for a catastrophic policy failure that they concocted and set an end date on? No, we didn't hear one of those things. Not one. Mr. Speaker, I'm not surprised. This is the kind of behavior that Americans have come to expect from Democrats. Has anyone ever noticed how Democrats have developed such a visceral reaction when confronted about their abdication of responsibility? They shut the government down, and the moment you call attention to their own actions, all they do is obfuscate and start shrieking about unrelated things. Scientists should study this at length and try to come up with a cure. It's a serious affliction, as was evidenced numerous times over in our Rules Committee meeting. It's well past time to reopen the government and end the Democrat-concocted nightmare that Americans have been living through for over 40 straight days. The CR before us will end that nightmare. It will get this legislative body and the entire nation moving once more. Democrats should grow a spine and accept responsibility for their own failures. I urge a yes vote on the rule, and I yield back.
Ha! I love it. 43 days, guys, the longest shutdown in history, all because the Democrats wanted to hold you hostage, the American people, and give benefits to illegal aliens. $1.5 trillion, guys. We've had enough of it. We've had enough of their failed policies, their failed everything. And now they're going far left. The leaders of the party right now are AOC, Bernie Sanders, and Mandami, for crying out loud. If that's what you Democrats and my friends on Family on Facebook, are you guys communists or socialists? Because it's ridiculous, Shady.
I'm going to take a little bit of credit for Virginia Fox. I voted for Virginia Fox
Yay!
a number of times. I voted for her for the first time in 2005, and that was on the heels of the Bush era debacle. And she was actually one of the few people that were sort of standing up and acting like that was the whole thing was ridiculous. But think about this for a second, guys. I mean, number one, like the reason I'm saying that is because she represents 20 years now in the House of Representatives, representing the area in North Carolina where I grew up in Western North Carolina, there in the mountain regions. But Jeff, she was talking about the sickness. We know the sickness is TDS. The sickness is systemic, and in most cases, the host does not survive the sickness. We have not seen very many people recover from the TDS.
Yeah, I mean, and it should be a psychological, diagnosis. I mean, it could be actually added to the book, Shady.
I honestly think there's no way we can't, because there are things that are less. There are things that are less prevalent in our society that we've mapped out completely.
That's right. So Shady, this is Rest in Peace Democrat Shutdown, October 1st, 2025 to November 12th, 2025. And we probably got to get the
copyright strike.
Yeah. I want a sombrero Christmas ornament, guys.
I want one too.
Give free healthcare to illegals.
I remember. Free healthcare.
This is so good, guys. From the White House, guys, and your president, Donald J. Trump, who memes better than a lot of people at Shady Grove. I love the White House.
Oh, they keep telling me MAGA is dead.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like that's not us completely bashing these people across the head 24/7 without ever letting our foot off the gas. Like they're trying to say that MAGA is dead. Donald Trump has not even let his foot off the gas pedal a half an inch, and MAGA is dead. He's like barreling down the road, blowing through every roadblock, and nothing can stop him, no matter what they shoot at him. But here we go.
All right, so let's play Kash Patel yesterday, who was awesome. And I'll be right back right after this. Check it out.
Sure.
We were able to get on the ground and get in the room with the Chinese for the first time ever and receive the reception that President Trump created with President Xi. And now tens of thousands of American lives have been saved by one fell swoop thanks to President Trump and this FBI.
This is why I believe that the issue of tariffs now currently before the Supreme Court is so vital, especially the way President Trump uses tariffs in a way to defend the country, because the threat of tariffs is causing countries to do things they otherwise would not do that are in our best interest in public safety, but also, I think, are in keeping with his role as commander-in-chief, his constitutional.
Absolutely, Sean. President Trump's a brilliant and master negotiator, and he's able not only to provide for the economic security of the American people, but he's out there defending the American citizens, the health of our children, and the future of our nation. Just last year, over 100,000 people died from drug overdoses, especially fentanyl. That number alone should be headline news that President Trump engaged with the Chinese government. His FBI director went to Beijing, and they agreed to do this. And essentially what that means is they turned the off switch, and these chemicals will no longer flow out of China, and the Mexican drug trafficking organizations will no longer be able to produce them and ship them and pour them into our country, killing our citizens. It is a monumental achievement. I cannot highlight this enough. Every other president before President Trump tried this. They failed. He succeeded.
Let's talk a little bit about these boats that have been transporting these drugs into our country, the narco terrorists. And President Trump is committed to knocking them out before they get near our shores. Obviously, how many millions of Americans over the years have died from opioid addiction or a fentanyl overdose? I have a hard time understanding those that somehow think that there's any other way to stop them except to do exactly what we're showing on the screen right now.
Sean, you said it. They're terrorists. They're terrorists. Just like Al-Qaeda and ISIS, they're terrorists pouring drugs into our communities and killing our children and young adults. And they have to be treated like terrorists. And President Trump had the audacity to designate them as terrorists. And that allows law enforcement and the United States military to go after them and manhunt them in open waters, wherever they are, below the surface, and find them and blow them up. And rightly so, Sean. And law enforcement will continue to manhunt these drug trafficking organizations in Mexico and other countries around the world that continue to manufacture these drugs. So eliminating the fentanyl precursor pipeline, which we did successfully when I was in Beijing last week and were able to announce to the world today, having the military go out and conduct these counter-terrorism strikes against terrorists is how you eliminate these people from the battlefield, root and stem, from the foundation all the way down the supply chain, all the way down to the transportation routes and the individuals themselves. We need to be treating them like terrorists because they are terrorists. Any other organization that kills hundreds of thousands of Americans would be designated as terrorists by any other country. And just because President Trump's the one who's being successful here, he's being attacked by the fake news media.
Tragic poll election night shows the vast, overwhelming majority of Americans, both parties, believe that a political figure will be assassinated in the near future. I would argue we're living in an assassination culture right now. We saw the two attempts on President Trump's life, what happened to our dear friend Charlie Kirk. Then you have now designated Antifa a terrorist organization. What does that mean? And what does it mean in light of what happened at Berkeley this past week?
Absolutely, Sean. Designating Antifa is another brilliant step by President Trump as a terrorist organization because it allows the FBI and the intelligence community to use mechanisms and our resources that are traditionally unavailable if you're not designated as a foreign terrorist organization or domestic terrorist organization. And what we do, Sean, is we follow the money, and we did it at Berkeley, and we're doing it with Antifa-related groups around the country. We've made lots of arrests with local law enforcement, and we're mapping out their entire infrastructure system, and that's what the FBI brings to the table.
Oh,
wow. Wow, that sounds like an FBI that I stand behind right there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does sound like whenever you start to dig into all of these Antifa, you might end up bumping into some conservatives.
So, like Proud Boys and Oath Keepers possibly working
yes.
together? Question
Yes,
mark?
like all the money might be coming from through the same funnel, just to different sides of the same conflict.
Pesky. Follow the money, says Land of Hoya. All right, so let's press 17. If you guys are liking Kash Patel and the job he's doing, let's see what the 17s look like. Shady Groove, are you ready?
Mine's pretty good. Mine's pretty. I like
yours.
Mine
is already there. They don't even know what you're posting 17 for.
No, I do it before the delay so that I'm first.
Now they know.
I'm an overachiever.
You are an overachiever. So let's go ahead and see the 17s, guys. I think Kash Patel is doing a great job, and if he screws up, I will call him out. So will Shady. This is about facts and things that you can actually prove, not gate analysis from some 2-bit software company implicating somebody that may be totally innocent, harming their lives. They even said the person's name. They could get sued, guys.
I think they will. I honestly.
If you look at your For You page right now, everybody is trying to save their broken narrative, and it's ridiculous. With more hate, no facts, hate.
Because just the other day that they were so confident, weren't they? Do you not, you guys remember how confident they were? They were so confident they were coming out on the internet and besmirching the FBI and saying that the FBI was derelict in their duty, acting like they're better than the FBI. Then the FBI comes out today and gives them the smackdown and says, yeah, we've run down all your stupid crap that you're posting on the internet. And guess what? It took up a lot of time and it led nowhere.
Yeah. Let's look at some of your 4-page. The FBI tried pulling my clearance in May unsuccessfully. The FBI is no different than the old one. And of course, they will retaliate because no one cleaned house. So you're saying that Kash Patel is no different than Ray and Comey? Are you off your rocker? And I was following this thing. Whoever this
literally
is.
What they're saying. That they're all saying it. It's not just.
I'm going to continue. Kurt Schlichter. Hey, Dan, he was slimy and dishonest with me yesterday, too. Okay, so that was actually a positive one. Okay, good. This will lead to a hunt against all who threaten our... Okay, did you see this? U.S. Attorney Haba, late last night, an individual attempted to confront one of our U.S. attorneys, my dear friend, U.S. Attorney Haba, destroyed property in her office and then fled the scene. Thankfully, Alina is okay. Any violence or threats of violence against any federal officer will not be tolerated, period. This is unfortunately becoming a trend as radicals continue to attack law enforcement agents and around the country. And, all of this, and this is Attorney Haba says, I will not be intimidated by radical lunatics for doing my job. And I said, these people are insane. Let's keep going because it's like these people are all crazy. Kyle Seraphin has done more work in the FBI after being fired than Dan Bongino has worked here. What are you talking about? Steve, come on. This is kind of funny. They're saying Julie Kelly doesn't have the disclosure. She has no idea who it went to other than Rep. Tom Massey. The redacted name is chairman of the new J6 committee, Rep. Loudermilk. I mean, these people are just running cover, guys.
Well, Loudermilk, they're afraid of for a different reason. Loudermilk is the committee that brought out all of the connections to the Flynn brothers.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
That's the Loudermilk committee.
Here's another one. Why is this guy on my For You page? Because of rage, guys. Remember we went over this?
Yep.
We went over this. Yet another FBI whistleblower.
That's another hater right there saying that MAGA is dead yesterday, attacking Donald Trump about freaking out about Epstein files.
Yeah. See these people?
And that's all you're going to see as you scroll through. Look at this. I mean, all you're seeing is all these people that are acting like they're trying to create the object that Donald Trump is doing something wrong, and they're trying to make it so loud that people that are saying what we're saying get shoved into the corner.
Let's take this and debunk it. Okay, so reminder, Pam Bondi has been attorney for 280 days. That might be true. And there is yet to be a single major arrest. Wait a second. So weren't there some arrests, Shady Groove? They're called indictments, right?
Yes.
So who's been indicted?
Comey.
Comey. Oh, they probably don't like that, do they, Ian?
No, they don't.
You probably don't like that Comey's arrested, do you, Kyle?
I don't think Alex Jones likes it either. Yeah.
Apologize for that. Yeah, so there's been arrests, and also there's been arrests of people that are in this country working for the Democrat Party by bringing people and children to this country. Okay, that's what this operation is about, guys. It's human trafficking right before your eyes, and they're getting rid of it on the daily. Okay, just like that, everyone stopped talking about the J6 pipe bomber because that's not her, Mike.
Look at you people, man.
Look at you people. I mean, this is ridiculous. Of course, this scumbag with the Democrats to keep the government closed. All right, I don't know about that. So FBI Director Kash Patel couldn't even tell the truth about his media appearances under oath. So who's this guy? Free State Will?
He's another one. He's a J6er.
Oh boy, J6er. Yep. Maybe we should do our J6 thread, Shady, again.
All these people are very intimately connected to J6. You will notice that because I think that J6 is the key that pops it all off.
Yep, and we have the key, and I think our research shows you.
I agree.
Wow, Ian Carroll. Can anyone tell me why Jeffrey Epstein was writing lists for Bannon's War Room? As recently 2019? I don't know. Ask Bannon. Okay?
We told you that years ago.
Yeah, we knew that. MAGA is dead. Who's this? Mostly peaceful. Oh, Shady. This is
Oh, I know who that is.
What? Red Pill Babe.
Yep.
Wow.
Going right along with the psyop, aren't you, you little numbnut?
Wow.
Another one that blocks Matrix and Shady.
Mm-hmm. That was in We the Media.
That was We the Media, right?
Both these posts and both this post and Dan Bongino's post appear to debunk the Blaze's identification of the individual who placed the pipe bombs outside the DNC and RNC, as I have reported on for years, and she has. And provided security footage to demonstrate it looks like DNC device was planted sometime between 12:53 and 12:58 on January 6th. Okay, so they're looking at stuff, and this is Owen Schroyer. Look at this guy. He probably hates MAGA.
Oh yeah, he was out there yesterday doing his Trump voice and talking in his Trump voice about how he's destroying MAGA.
Let's never forget how gay and retarded this was. That's Ian Smith. He was on the Reawaken tours.
That's the gym guy. Yes,
yep.
I went back and forth with that nut a number of times. He was anti-MAGA 3 months ago, and I had to confront him.
And not that I really condone any of this because I thought it was a ridiculous thing too. Let's see, getting elected. So Emerald Robinson. Okay, look at all these people. Flynn Nut, and she's on My Pillow TV, Lindell TV or Lindell, whatever. Let's see, Massey, the leftist got owned by Bongino. You're right, 0 Hour. I'm right there with you, brother.
Yep, he's doing good here.
Yeah, I'm going to repost that. Why did the White House hold a crisis meeting with Lauren Boebert, Bondi, and others in the Situation Room over the Epstein files if they were labeled a hoax? Who's the panicking? How can you even tell that this even happened?
It didn't happen.
Mood nukes?
That's a BS rumor, another BS rumor.
Yeah. Wow.
And they're just making up the rumors. What does that guy say?
Yeah, he's good. Cringe, Flynn cult leader Ann Vandersteel thinks she knows everything. It's true.
I mean, that post is rage. Maybe just read a little bit of that.
I don't want to.
I know you don't, but just look at the dumb stuff she's saying. Can you guys agree with any of that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't even want to deal with this.
Okay.
Numbnut.
I'm gonna let you go off of that one.
I don't want to because this is for the narrative, right?
Understood.
Oh my God, guys. So that's my For You page, guys. It's all about crap, guys, except for Julie Kelly and some others and this Shady Groove guy. He's good. But this guy, oh my God, this guy is going nuts. Okay. He's got an obsession and he's being sued.
Because he's being sued and he actually doesn't have very much. And, a lot of people don't realize that guy was thrown out of the FBI because of horrible things that he was saying to females that he was working with. That's part of the reason he was thrown out of there. So he's a bigot and a misogynist, not to mention all of his other problems. But the reality of the situation is he's getting ready to have to come off with some of his bottom line because there's no way he can take this to court. He's going to have to settle with her, and he realizes it, and he thinks that they can somehow they think that they can intimidate her. So he's got his whole group out there using these, and these are intimidation tactics against Alexis and against the FBI and everybody else. The same thing that General Flynn was doing, a pressure campaign, is the exact same thing as intimidation tactics. a pressure campaign and intimidation tactics are the exact same thing.
Yeah. John Jingle Hammerschmidt says he needs a drink. I do too, man. Wow. BW996 $200 would like to see you, Jeff and Shady. Yes, Yeti, have a great Thanksgiving. I pray this will help. I know you've helped me from wobbling off into the weeds. Thank you so much. That's a $200 Rumble rant, Shady.
My goodness. I greatly appreciate that. I greatly appreciate that you feel compelled that we've provided something that is that valuable to you, because all we're really doing is we are walking the road of common sense, using very, very, very few tools to do this. Like Jeff says, Occam's razor. That's one of the tools that you use. Your own discernment gets better over time, and at some point you start to see through the matrix that's being put in front of you. Guys, that's what we're trying to do. The matrix is the deception, and it surrounds you. To get to the truth, you've got to be able to transcend or navigate away or orient yourself off the obstacle course, so that you can see clearly. And to do that, you sort of have to suspend. You have to suspend what it is you do or don't believe for a minute, so that you can come to a neutral conclusion. And let's see if you can come to the same conclusion again.
I also want to give a shout out to Ames Camps. You are my favorite podcasters. That's a $20 Rumble rant. Thank you so much. Thank you. We got breaking news as well. About 45 minutes ago, John Fetterman was hospitalized after a fall near his home in Pennsylvania.
Oh, no. They're trying to take him down.
Pennsylvania senator was rushed to a Pittsburgh hospital after a ventricular fibrillation flared up and caused the fall. Oh,
that would have something to do with a muscle reactions, probably due to recovering from the stroke. So sometimes
during the early morning walk, Senator Fetterman sustained a fall near his home in Braddock. Out of abundance of caution, was transported to the hospital in Pittsburgh. Spokesperson said, upon evaluation, it was established he had a ventricular fibrillation flare that led up to Senator Fetterman's feeling lightheaded, falling to the ground, and hitting his face with minor injuries. Pray for him. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but yeah, sometimes.
Or they're sitting there with that heart attack gun.
Yeah, that was my first thought. they got to get rid of the Fetterman. By far, he's my favorite Democrat.
I know. He's the only one that stood up for ending the first one that stood up to ending the Democrat shutdown.
He also stood up to the idea that a men should be able to go into female spaces. I think that out of all of this stuff, the transgender stuff, all of the things, everything that we've done, men in sports, none of it is as bad as what we have done with allowing this to become some sort of normalcy that men can go into female spaces in our society, guys. I don't really think that you understand how the gravity of that, or what it was that, what society was. Let's go back into the era of like 250 years ago, of the idea of women's rights and women's spaces and women's ability to be able to protect themselves from marauding assholes.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's literally one of the greatest things that I think that he has done is standing up to say, you people are really disgusting to not allow women's spaces to stay sacred.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy. That's not protecting women. That's protecting men that want to go into bathrooms, bro.
But they screamed at us about safe spaces, like the whole Obama administration. They're like making safe spaces for people in universities where like white people can't go because it's a safe space. Meanwhile, they're saying that any dude in a dress can walk into the ladies' room and start looking under the stalls.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, guys. And
crazy.
Do whatever you guys want to do, all right? But, you have the freedom to do that, guys.
Good luck being a man trying to walk into a bathroom that my woman is in.
Ooh, or my daughter.
Yeah, or your daughter, right. That ain't going to end well for you. You're going to get your ass dragged out of there by your hair.
So never doubt your instinct, okay? Trust your gut, all right? But make sure that you're on the right page. Take your emotions out of it. Take all that out of it and only look at facts. It's like the trivium education, okay, guys? And that's one thing that I help my daughter with. And trivium takes away all the different ways of manipulating words in order to spin them as what they would be as fact, but they're not. Okay, it's jumping on the bandwagon. I'm not jumping on any bandwagon. And then they say that I'm paid by Israel because I don't jump on their bandwagon. It's so stupid. Okay, what's the straw man? They use straw man things. It's a way to look at things and find the facts. Listen to the words, but only pull out what you can prove. If you can't prove it, you can't believe it. Really, I mean, that's the bottom line, Shady.
You got to go to the point that is the most frustrating to what it is you want to think and see if you can figure out a way to solve that. If you can't, then what you think is invalid. Yeah. You've got to be able to sharpen iron with iron. You can't go sharpening your sword with an apple.
Yeah.
It's not going to sharpen. You can say, "Oh, look, it cuts the apple." Your sword didn't get a speck sharper.
That's right. Let's see. We got a Covfefe ad here, Shady Girl. Let me just go ahead and read this real quick. Y'all know that I don't start my day without two things: standing for what I believe in and a strong cup of coffee that does the same. That's why I drink Blackout Coffee, 100% American company that's unapologetically patriotic, pro-Second Amendment, and anti-woke. They don't just roast incredible coffee. They stand on the very values this country was built on: God, family, and freedom. Every bag is roasted right here in Florida and shipped straight to your door. No corporate garbage, no virtue signaling, just real coffee for real Americans. If you're like me and need to hit the ground running, try their Morning Reaper. That's a medium roast. It's bold, smooth, and it kicks like a mule. Or if you're into something darker like Founding Fathers Dark, grab their 1776 blend. It's rich, fearless, and roasted to perfection. Support a company that actually gives a damn about this country. Go to blackoutcoffee.com/rumble and use code RUMBLE for 20% off your first order. Blackout Coffee. Wake up, stand up, never back down.
I love you. It's so awesome.
Was that good?
That was so good.
I got to talk to you about diabetes.
It's
like diabetes guy.
You guys, now you can see why this guy is my partner in Justice, can't you?
Yeah.
Clear.
So good. So good. I did it in a different kind of character, Shady Groove.
You got 1 million of them.
Yeah. Un receto, por favor. Ristretto. All right, I can't even pronounce it. God bless you guys. We love you very much. We've got a couple of minutes here. I'm going to go out with a song today from one of our friends, Scottish Anon. Is he in here today? Scottish Anon, make yourself known.
Or if he's not, we don't play it.
Got a song called Nothing Can Stop What Is Coming. We might play that on the way out. Q MAGA says, I'm all about the sauce. No BS, all about the sauce. That's what us Anons are, right? I was an Anon until they doxed me. Right now, my name is Jeffrey Peterson because they had to tell you who I was. Booga, booga, booga. He has speeding tickets. But we do need the sauce. We need the facts, just the facts. I don't need how you feel. I don't need your feelings. Your feelings have zero IQ, right, Shady Groove?
If I find a fact that proves me wrong, I will share it with you and I will change my position on it.
And we've done that.
And we will do it again if the situation arises.
Prove me wrong.
Let's go.
And if you prove me wrong, I actually like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I look down. I'm like, oh,
yep.
You're right about that.
All right, we're out of here. Shady Groove, God bless you. God bless Yeti. Thank you, Yeti. We really appreciate it. Any other, let me see, did I miss anybody that gave anything? Because we do need your help. It's been a little light this month. Thank you guys very much. Help us go out with a bang. Go to rumble.com/MG show, do a Rumble rant, or go to givesendgo.com and help. givesendgo.com/helpmg show. That also helps us. We've got PayPal and Cash App at Real MG Show on both of those. Cram, thank you very much for the one gifted subscription. We appreciate you guys. God bless you all. Shady, I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, man. It's going to be Friday tomorrow. Thank you all so much for, coming around on 7 years of broadcasting here in America. God bless you.
Whew.
We once were asked, shall we play a game? To show us all the deep state clowns are really those to blame. This information warfare is just a system of control. It means we bear a heavy weight. It really takes its toll. The truth is not for everyone. It's learned, it's never told. It's only for the bold. Nothing can stop it. We walk on through the darkness till we reach the light. Anons, gather up your shields, get ready for the fight. There's only winning left to do. Let us do what's right. The end won't be for everyone. The choice to know is yours. When nothing can stop it. Nothing at all. Nothing can stop what is coming. Nothing at all. We walk on through the darkness till we reach the light. Anons, gather up your shields, get ready for the fight. There's only winning left to do. Let us do what's right. The end won't be for everyone. The choice to know is yours.
Press 17 if you love this song, guys. Let's see it.
Nothing at all. Nothing can stop what is coming. Nothing at all. Nothing can stop it. Nothing at all. Nothing can stop what is coming. Nothing at all.
Yeah, all these narratives, nothing can stop what is coming. www.mg.show. Boom.